마치 내가 어긋나려고 할 때 돌아보면 엄마가 늘 그 자리에.
Today's story is one you absolutely do not want to miss because things just got intense in the world of our favorite stars. When you hear that Lee Minho loses it, you know something serious must have gone down, and this time it all revolves around a message that came straight from Song Joong-ki to none other than Hye Kyo. Yes, you heard that right. This is not a rumor floating aimlessly on the internet. This is the kind of development that has everyone talking, and it's making waves across fan communities like never before. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into this whirlwind of emotions because what happened will leave you in shock. Picture this. Lee Minho and Hye Kyo have been living the ultimate dream, their love story unfolding like a beautiful fairy tale, with fans celebrating every moment. But suddenly, out of nowhere, Song Joong-ki drops a message. An emotional love message that completely shakes things up. And the timing couldn't be more dramatic because this came just as Lee Minho and Hye Kyo were making headlines for their romantic getaway. The internet is exploding, people are divided, and Lee Minho's reaction. Oh, lovely viewers, that's where the real story begins. Now, let's talk about the message itself because it wasn't just a casual note. Song Joong-ki's words reportedly carried so much emotion that it left not only fans but even insiders shocked. It wasn't a simple "hope you're doing well" or "congratulations on your happiness."
Well,
according to sources, it sounded almost like a confession, a heartfelt outpouring that hinted at lingering feelings. Can you imagine reading a message like that if you were Lee Minho? A message from the one person who once shared a deep history with the woman you love. That's exactly what happened, and fans are calling it one of the most unexpected twists in this entire saga. So how did Lee Minho react? Well, insiders claim he did not take it lightly. In fact, the phrase "loses it" is being used by multiple people who have spoken about the situation. We're talking about a man who has always been calm, collected, and poised, suddenly showing raw emotion. Reports suggest that as soon as he saw the message, his demeanor changed completely. And honestly, can we blame him? Imagine pouring your heart into a relationship, giving your all, and then someone from the past swoops in with a message that sounds like it's straight out of a love song. The tension was real, and fans can practically feel the storm brewing. But here's the kicker. The message wasn't sent privately. That's right, lovely viewers, it was posted publicly. And that's what makes this so explosive. Song Joong-ki reportedly left a cryptic yet affectionate comment on a photo of Hye Kyo, and people immediately picked up on the tone. It wasn't just a friendly gesture. It had layers, undertones, and emotions that spoke louder than words. And of course, the comment section blew up. Fans went into overdrive, dissecting every single word, analyzing what it meant, and speculating whether this was a sign of something deeper. Some are saying it was an innocent message of goodwill, while others believe it was a bold move to remind everyone of the history they once shared. Now imagine Lee Minho reading those words while the whole world is watching. According to sources close to the situation, he confronted Hye Kyo about it almost immediately. Not in a heated way, but with a mix of frustration and vulnerability. Can you picture that moment? The man who has given her nothing but love, standing there with emotions running high, asking, why would he say something like that? It's the kind of scene that belongs in a drama, but here it is unfolding in real life. Lovely viewers, this has sparked endless discussions among fans. Some are siding with Lee Minho, saying his reaction is completely justified, while others believe Song Joong-ki's message was harmless and blown out of proportion by the public. But let's be real, when feelings, history, and pride are involved, nothing feels small. The emotional weight of that message is undeniable, and the impact it's had on this love story is something we can't ignore. And here's where it gets even more intense. Lee Minho reportedly took a drastic step after this incident. Rumors are swirling that he temporarily cut off social media, stopped engaging with certain platforms, and even cancelled a public appearance to deal with everything privately. Fans noticed his sudden silence, and of course, speculation ran wild. Was he angry? Was he hurt? Was he worried this could spark rumors that might affect their relationship? Everyone wants answers, And insiders are hinting that this might lead to a serious conversation between the couple about boundaries and trust. But what about Hye Kyo? Well, she's keeping her calm, at least on the surface. She hasn't addressed the situation publicly, but close friends say she's trying to reassure Lee Minho and keep things from spiraling out of control. However, some fans are wondering if this message stirred old memories for her too. After all, history doesn't just vanish overnight, and the tone of that message was enough to make anyone nostalgic. This, lovely viewers, is where things get complicated, because love isn't just about the present, it's about managing the past too. Now let's talk about fan reactions because social media is on fire. One side is completely backing Lee Minho, saying, "He has every right to feel the way he does." Another side is defending Song Joong-ki, arguing that he was just being supportive and that people are reading too much into it. And then there's a third group, the shippers, who are secretly thrilled because this feels like a real-life drama playing out in front of their eyes. Twitter, Instagram, and fan forums are overflowing with hashtags like #StayStrongMinho and #YJoongKY. The buzz is unstoppable, and the story keeps evolving by the hour. Lovely viewers, what do you think? Was Song Joong-ki out of line for sending that message? Or was it just an innocent gesture that got blown out of proportion? And do you think Lee Minho's reaction was justified? Honestly, this situation is the perfect storm of emotions, pride and love, and it's far from over. In fact, insiders are saying this might lead to a major decision from Lee Minho and Hye Kyo about how they want to handle public interactions moving forward. Could this be the start of a deeper rift or just a temporary bump in their love story? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Everyone is watching, the world is buzzing, fans can't stop talking, and behind closed doors, emotions are boiling over. We already know Lee Minho was deeply shaken by Song Joong-ki's public love-filled message to Hye Kyo, and the internet is split right down the middle. But now, more details are starting to leak out, and what I'm about to share will make your jaw drop because this story just went from emotional to absolutely explosive. After the storm of fan reactions and endless speculation, sources close to Lee Minho reveal that he didn't just brush this off. He took it personally. How could he not? Imagine being in love with someone, planning a future together, only to have an ex from their past make a move that the whole world interprets as romantic. Reports say Lee Minho was pacing, scrolling through comments on social media, seeing the hashtags trending worldwide. #Song Joong-ki message and #protect Hye Kyo, and realizing that this wasn't just a simple misunderstanding. Fans were reading every single word, analyzing hidden meanings, and some even started saying things like, "True love never dies," referring to Joong-ki and Hye Kyo's past. Can you imagine how that must have felt for Lee Minho? It's like your biggest insecurity being broadcasted to millions. But what really set him off, lovely viewers, wasn't just the message itself. It was the timing. Song Joong-ki chose to post this just as Lee Minho and Hye Kyo were making headlines for their romantic trip together, a time when they were supposed to be celebrating their love without distractions. It felt intentional to a lot of people, and apparently, Lee Minho couldn't shake that thought either. Sources say he asked, "Why now? After all this time, why would he say that now?" Those close to him claim he was visibly upset, even raising his voice in frustration during a private conversation with his team. This wasn't just about jealousy. It was about respect and boundaries. And then comes the twist that no one saw coming. Hye Kyo's response. According to insiders, she immediately tried to calm him down, reassuring him that the message meant nothing, that it was just a gesture with no strings attached. But here's where it gets complicated. Some say Lee Minho felt that her reaction wasn't strong enough. He reportedly wanted her to take a firm public stance, maybe even respond to the message in a way that made it clear there was no lingering connection. But Hye Kyo, being the graceful woman she is, didn't want to add fuel to the fire. She believed silence was the best response. Unfortunately, that silence didn't sit well with Lee Minho, and that's where the tension started to build. Meanwhile, social media exploded with new theories. Fans began digging into Song Joong-ki's exact words, and guess what they found? Hidden meanings in the phrasing, possible references to old memories, and even lines that sounded like lyrics from a love song the two once shared. Suddenly, the entire internet was like a detective squad piecing together clues, and this only added to the stress Lee Minho was feeling. People began tagging him in comments, asking how he felt, and some even posted memes comparing the two men. Lovely viewers, you know how the internet can be. It takes things to a whole new level, and this was no exception. But here's where things get even more intense. Lee Minho reportedly decided to take action. According to unconfirmed reports, he requested a private meeting with Hye Kyo after the incident to set boundaries and make sure this doesn't happen again. Some insiders are even saying that during that meeting, he asked her point blank, "Do you still have feelings for him?" Can you imagine the weight of that question? It's the kind of line that makes your heart race because it shows just how deep this situation cut. And while we don't know her exact response, those close to the couple insist she reassured him of her love and commitment. But here's the thing. Sometimes reassurance isn't enough when the whole world is watching and whispering. And guess what, lovely viewers? The story doesn't stop there because Song Joong-ki didn't go silent after posting that message. Oh no, he doubled down. Within hours of the controversy blowing up, he posted a follow-up story on his social media that fans are calling the second bomb. It wasn't a direct mention, but the caption read something like, "Some things never fade," accompanied by a photo of a sunset that looked eerily similar to one he once shared with Hye Kyo during their marriage days. Do you see what's happening here? It's like a subtle chess game being played out in front of millions, and Lee Minho is caught in the middle of it. Now let's talk about fan reactions because the internet is in complete chaos. Some fans are siding with Lee Minho, flooding his posts with comments like, "Stay strong, Minho Appa. We know your love is real." Others are defending Song Joong-ki, saying he's just expressing himself and has every right to share his feelings. And then there's a third camp, those who think this is going to end in a massive showdown between the two men. Imagine that. Two of the biggest names in Korean entertainment caught in what fans are calling the love triangle of the decade. Hashtags like hashtag Team Minho and hashtag Team Joong-ki are trending worldwide. And honestly, it feels like we're all watching the most intense K-drama in real life. Lovely viewers, what do you think? Should Lee Minho be worried about this message? Or is he overreacting to something harmless? And what about Song Joong-ki? Was he being bold and intentional, or was it just an innocent slip that fans turned into a storm? The tension is real, and it's not going away anytime soon. Insiders are hinting that Lee Minho might make a public statement soon to address the situation, or even post something that shows the world he and Hye Kyo are stronger than ever. But then again, if this turns into a social media war, things could get messy fast. When I asked if you wanted to know about Lee Minho's next move, I meant something huge. Yes, insiders are whispering that Lee Minho isn't going to stay silent much longer. He knows the world is watching, and he's determined to reclaim control of the narrative, not just for himself but for Hye Kyo as well. But here's the catch. He wants to do it in a way that is bold, powerful, and leaves no room for doubt about where her heart truly belongs. Reports suggest that Lee Minho has already been working on something big. A statement, but not in words. Fans who are eagle-eyed might have noticed something unusual on his Instagram just hours after Song Joong-ki's cryptic follow-up post. Did you catch it? A photo of two intertwined hands wearing matching rings, posted without a caption, just a single white heart emoji. Lovely viewers, you can imagine what that did to the internet. Fans went wild, speculating if those hands belonged to him and Hye Kyo. Some even zoomed in, comparing the nail shapes, the bracelets, everything. And while nothing was confirmed, the timing was everything. Was that Lee Minho's way of saying, "She's mine, and nothing is going to change that"? Many people think so. But it doesn't stop there. Insiders claim that behind the scenes, Lee Minho has been planning something even more dramatic. A grand gesture that will make headlines everywhere. Picture this. An intimate event, a romantic setup, maybe even an engagement announcement. Yes, lovely viewers. Some sources believe he's going to propose sooner than anyone expected, just to put an end to all the whispers once and for all. Can you imagine the fireworks if that happens? The whole world would stop to talk about it. And honestly, given how protective he is feeling right now, it wouldn't be surprising if he wants to make a public declaration of love that overshadows every message, every rumor, every doubt. Now, let's flip the coin for a moment and talk about Song Hye Kyo because, trust me, she's not just sitting quietly while all this unfolds. Sources close to her say she's deeply upset about the situation, not because of Lee Minho, but because of how the public is twisting things. She reportedly told a friend, "I don't want my past to destroy my present happiness." Those words say everything, don't they? It shows that she's aware of how delicate this situation is and how much it could affect the man she loves. And this is why she's been staying quiet publicly. She doesn't want to escalate things. But privately, oh lovely viewers, she's been doing everything to reassure Lee Minho, reminding him that what they share is real, unshakable, and worth fighting for. Meanwhile, Song Joong hasn't made things easier. After his "Some Things Never Fade" post, guess what he did next? Another story. This time a throwback photo that fans believe was from his time with Song Hye Kyo during their drama days. It wasn't obvious, but the scenery and the vibe were too familiar for fans to ignore. People started tagging him, asking if he's trying to send a message, and some even called it disrespectful. But others defended him, saying he has a right to share old memories without it meaning anything. Still, when you put the pieces together, the timing, the captions, the choice of photos, it all feels too calculated, doesn't it? Almost like he knows exactly what he's doing and the chaos it will create. And the chaos is real, lovely viewers. Social media is still on fire with debates, memes, and even polls asking fans to choose between #Team Minho and #Team Joong. Some fans are writing full threads, analyzing every tiny detail of the posts, comparing Lee Minho's protective energy to Song Joong-ki's nostalgic moves. It's like the ultimate showdown, but instead of a drama script, this is real life. And here's the kicker. Major media outlets are now picking up the story, turning it into headlines like "The Love Triangle Everyone is Talking About" and "Lee Minho vs. Song Joong-ki. Battle for Song Hye Kyo's Heart." The pressure is insane right now. But what happens next? Well, according to my exclusive whispers, Lee Minho is already planning his next Instagram post, and let me tell you, it's going to be explosive. Some insiders claim it might feature Song Hye Kyo herself, something sweet and intimate that screams commitment. Others say he's considering going live to speak directly to fans and shut down the rumors once and for all. Can you imagine the internet if that happens? Millions would tune in, comments would flood, and every news outlet would cover it. Lovely viewers, do you think Lee Minho should make a bold move and go public with their love, or should he let this storm pass quietly? And what about Song Joong-ki? Was his message innocent or a calculated attempt to stir up emotions? We're talking about feelings, pride, and the power of social media, all colliding in one of the most dramatic real-life love stories we've seen in years.